know how Turkey Tom got into this huge controversy because there was two girls accusing him of like raping them and being like violent during sex, and he made a response video. He was quiet for a couple weeks and he finally made a response to that video.
Response took so long, I wanted to make sure I had all the facts together before saying anything. Recently, I've been accused by an ex-girlfriend, along with an ex-partner, of non-consensually filming sexual encounters, being so rough and inconsiderate during sexual encounters that it bordered on assault, encouraging eating disorders, being into age play, along with a litany of other completely baseless, false accusations.
Like, Turkey Tom being into age play was not on my bingo card. I like any of them.
The two women who are accusing me, Sacramento89, real name Rowan, and Left 4 Dead, real name Katie, took to gossip forum Kiwi Farms to post the accusations, along with carefully cherry-picked screenshots to back up their claims. These claims aren't super difficult to debunk just because of the overwhelming amount of evidence I have on my side. So without further ado, let's start with Sacramento or Rowan. This is a girl I dated for about 7 months, from May of 2025 until January 10th of 2026. 4 days later, she made her first post. Here, she alleges that I am a real freak and like to, quote, record sexual encounters without asking for consent. This is blatantly untrue. I have never recorded any sexual encounter without explicit consent. As a matter of fact, with Rowan, she was the one who initiated the idea of filming sex acts in the first place. On Tuesday, August 19th, after 3 months of knowing each other and being sexually active, Rowan texted me saying, "You should get those meta glasses when you crack me." I responded by saying, "For what?" And she answers again, "Cracking time," alluding to me filming her with the glasses onboard camera. Now, at the
they need to stop inventing new slang words because I can't keep up.
Time, I did not feed into this. I did not show enthusiasm. I didn't even agree to get the glasses. I just responded and said, "Good night, sweet dreams." So 1 whole week goes by without us talking about it whatsoever, and then on August 25th, Rowan texts me saying, "You should get those meta things for real." So I respond by saying, "I think I'm going to avoid filming anything involving sex for a while," showing that I am clearly not the person interested in filming our sexual encounters. She is. As you can see in the text,
don't stick in crazy. That's the #1 rule.
Even when I say I don't want to film us having sex, she pushes the issue. Now, to be clear, we did eventually take videos of ourselves being intimate, but I was given explicit consent every single time. And on a few occasions, she even took the phone out of my hand and was holding it while filming us. To be clear, there was never a tripod or a hidden camera. It was always handheld, and in every single video, she was clearly aware of the camera, making eye contact with the camera lens. Also, on September 8th, Rowan texts me, "I do miss it though," in regards to our sexual interactions. She follows it up by saying, "Send the videos." Keep in mind, these are videos that she claims in present day were taken without her consent. She then goes on to say, and I quote, "I will watch them and keep them close to my heart," clearly indicating she has no problem whatsoever with them existing. I'm an extremely paranoid person when it comes to my personal life and my sex life and my dating life. As a public figure, I just like to keep my private life private. So I was very hesitant to send Rowan any sexual videos we had taken. However, I did send her one single...
Dude, it's crazy how paranoid you have to be if you're a public figure or a content creator, because literally everybody constantly, for some reason, has it out for you. But also, the fact that he was paranoid and this still happened. Like, he took every single precaution and it still happened. And these are not like girls that well, I don't know where he met them, and I guess they are like familiar with Kiwi Farm and all of that, but it's like these were real people. Like, he's seen them in real life, and they still like fucked him over.
Image from one of the videos where my face is obscured. I guess there was some lingering thought in the back of my mind that if her accounts were not locked down super well, and if she had been hacked, then the videos could have been made public. Now, there's an implication she makes a few different times that I'm basically blackmailing her with these videos.
Somebody asked if you had any intention of getting any sort of like law enforcement involved, but I feel like you answered this where you just want to try to compel him to delete whatever he has on you, and that's like the like the extent of your interests.
Yeah. And if he doesn't, I don't know. I'm kind of confused about what to do, but we'll see.
At no point anywhere did Rowan provide any proof of me threatening to release these videos of us having sex, or threatening to send them anywhere. So she has no reason to believe that I would ever release them. The idea that I, a person who makes a living as a public figure would publicly release videos of me fucking my ex-girlfriend to get back at her is so insane. Not only would that incur reputational harm beyond belief, but also
that's true.
serious legal consequences. The
Yeah.
only person who has ever sent an image of us having sex to anyone is, ironically, Rowan. Days after I broke up with her, she, without my consent, sent the only image she has of us having sex to the owner of Kiwi Farms. Here, listen to him describe it.
Oh, and one other thing, I forgot about this, but you actually, Sacramento had sent me a
Bro.
picture that was like censored. Apparently, the only picture that he would send you is one where his face isn't clearly visible in it. But you can,
Yes.
I can tell the desk, like his computer is moved onto the table, but I can still see like the monster is like on the cozy that's like on the table, like in the exact same position. So I can tell that's clearly his desk.
I guess I just find it ironic that someone who's accusing me of blackmailing her with her nudes literally sent a picture of us having sex to a man that she has never met. Now, Josh recounts seeing this image and talks about how hard it looks like I was grabbing Rowan on the mouth, essentially using it as evidence to support another claim she makes that I'm too rough during sex, which I find very interesting because after I sent Rowan this photo, she texted me saying, "I like when you cover my mouth like that." Again, she texts me asking me to send her the videos, and she says, "Yeah, whenever you're not locked in, send the videos. It will fix me for about a week. Goon sesh." This is clear evidence that she has...
Dude, the girl is so crazy, dude. Tom, you should have seen the signs, bro. But I guess, honestly, a lot of people don't see the signs unless it's too late. Or you get that little feeling, that little alarm bell at the back of your mind, but you're like, nah, I'm probably just, exaggerating. Goon sesh, everybody says that.
no problem with these videos existing. To this day, she has provided zero proof that the videos were recorded non-consensually, or that I was blackmailing her with them, or that I had any intention of sending them to anyone. Reason being, I never did any of those things. In Rowan's interview, she claims that I never asked for consent to film these sex acts, and says that she wouldn't notice I was filming until 30 seconds to 1 minute into it.
I'm not sure of an exact date, but maybe like 2 or 3 months into our relationship, he never asked me. He would just pull out his phone and record, and I wouldn't notice until maybe 30 seconds in a minute or a minute into it.
Now, I obviously can't and would never show these videos to anyone, but in them, it's undeniable that she is staring directly into the camera from the moment the video starts. She never once questions why I'm filming or what I'm doing, because the reality is that every single time we recorded, I had explicit permission. Ask yourself, how could she possibly have never consented to filming when she's literally holding my phone next to her face as she sucks my dick? In the interview, she says that what really concerns her is that I wouldn't send her any of the sexual videos we took.
I'd asked him multiple times if he could please send me the videos, so like he's not the only one who has videos of me naked, and he either ignored the question or was just like, no.
As I said earlier, I was paranoid to send these videos to anyone, even her, for fear of them leaking. Weirdly, in messages at the time, she seems to actually get it, saying, "I want to see them."
And the crazy part is that they still ended up leaking. She said that to, who is that? The owner of KF? Like, bro, that's the last person you want to have, your fucking nudes.
Videos goon time, before following up by saying that she actually understands why I'm scared to send them to her. Now we're going to fast forward to October 17th in our text, and Rowan says, "Do you ever go back and watch our videos?" And I reply, "Yes, I do sometimes, actually." Rowan responds that she's thinking about that right now, and then says, quote, "Need that big white cock." It's also kind of strange to me that at the time she referred to them as our videos, but in the present she's claiming she doesn't even want them to exist. On November 6th, Rowan asked me why I never...
No way he's vindicated himself by showing off how much the girls want his D. Like, he's just reading screenshots of how much they want his dick.
or ask her for nudes. I say I have a bunch of videos already, and that's why. She does not express that she has a problem with me having the videos. She doesn't complain about it. She doesn't say they were taken without her consent. In fact, throughout the entire relationship, she was sending me nude photos of herself unsolicited every single month. Why would you send nude photos of yourself to someone you think could use them again?
Yeah, I know, and people say romance is dead, man.
Against you. Rowan personally posted dozens of screenshots of our texts, and not a single one shows her bringing up any of the videos being non-consensual. Another interesting fact is that during our breakup, she texted me a pros and cons list, which she apparently had written about me on January 4th of 2026, And in the con section, she complains about a lot of things, but she doesn't mention non-consensual videos whatsoever. With that out of the way, we can move on to Rowan's claim that I was sexually abusive towards her. In that same pros and cons list, Rowan wrote, says he likes hurting me during sex and making me bleed. This also reflects her public claims about me, but the great irony is that I never even said this. She did. On September 14th, 2025, Rowan sent me a text saying, quote, I'm such a freak. I like when it hurts and
No. Read the entire thing. I'm such a sick freak. Okay, we get it. She freaky.
bleeds after something Wong. In one of her public-facing posts about me, she posts an interaction which reads as follows. She says, quote, like, we don't need to do it 3 times in one day, or do it so hard I hurt and bleed. And I said, well, if you don't want to have as much sex, we don't gotta. We can do other things. And she says, okay, I like doing other things too. The way this screenshot is cropped, it comes across like I'm some, just super callous freak who's brutally jackhammering her vagina like Steve mining diamonds.
God.
But in the full uncropped screenshot, her immediate response to me after that is, I'm a freak, I say this, and as soon as I see you, I'm going to be freaky again. I can't resist. In the interview, she elaborates on this even more, specifically claiming that she would bleed almost every time we had sex.
Okay, and you would bleed the
Yes.
same?
Ew.
And you didn't stop.
Yeah, I would bleed almost every time.
This is just blatantly untrue as well, and it's easy to see by going through our text messages. On August 17th,
Bro, imagine having the guts to lie so blatantly when you know all of these receipts exist, though. Like, is she just malicious, insane, or fucking stupid? Or or all of the above?
of 2025, the day after my birthday, Rowan and I were planning to go to mass, and she wanted to have sex with me. So she texted me saying, Tom, I started my period. I was driving, so I couldn't say much, but I replied by saying, that sucks, I'm 40 minutes away. She follows up by asking me if I mind getting my sword bloody.
Oh,
and
God.
I say I'll be okay. So if it wasn't already clear, she's asking me if I'm okay with getting blood on my dick. Why would this be something she's even asking if every time we have sex, I'm making her bleed? Keep in mind, this is months into us going out and being sexually active, and she's still worried that the idea of bleeding during sex would gross me out. Now, as soon as she began posting about me, people were naturally perplexed by her claim that she was bleeding from sex every single time. They asked if she had some kind of medical problem, and she says, I have no health issue that I know of, never bled during sex before. It was the aggression. Just gave into it after a while and told him I liked it, but I bled after almost every single time. I feel like most of this statement has already been dispelled, but even the smallest detail of no medical condition that I know of is also false. On September 24th of 2025, Rowan texted me saying that she's going to switch from her current birth control, Nexplanon, to the pill because she has month-long periods that cause her to bleed. So regardless of sex, Rowan admittedly bleeds for an entire month at a time. One of Rowan's main criticisms is that I'm too rough. In fact, she describes our sexual interactions as intense, violent aggression every single time.
I genuinely did think that he would maybe change and stop being so aggressive because he told me before that he would kind of chill out, but he never did chill out, and it kept being the same very intense, violent aggression every single time.
She also alleges that I hit, choked, and beat her without asking, essentially painting me as an abusive partner.
Unfortunately, I did still stay with him, and I know a lot of people seem to have a lot of questions about that, and honestly, you were completely correct to question my judgment as to why I stayed with him, even though he was, hitting and choking and beating me.
There's this idea she's trying to paint that in the relationship, I
Straight up lying.
was constantly pushing this rough, violative sex onto her, and even though she didn't like it and was being abused, she stayed with me. I've seen some people question her saying things like, well, if you hated it, why didn't you just leave? But realistically, sometimes people do stay with abusive partners.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
I don't want to invalidate their stories through my response. The real reason that she didn't leave is because she loved having sex with me, and throughout our entire relationship was constantly begging me to validate her fantasies. In this first screenshot here, she expresses that she is a real freak, and says that she wants me to kidnap her, even saying, I want to be tied up, taken to the woods, and pounded. So maybe there's something wrong with me. I respond by saying that we should not have sex in the woods, and she says, you nervous? Right here in this next one.
Wait. I want to see the full. Sorry, Tom. I'm gonna do this. I want to be tied up and taken to the woods, and I'm not reading that.
Tied
okay,
up,
no.
taken to the woods, and pounded. So maybe there's something wrong with me. I respond by saying that we should not have sex.
We should not have sex in the woods, TBH, but in the privacy of a bedroom. That's fine. I see, I get that. You nervous? Imagine how it would look if someone came across that. That's why you go like a mile in. Oh yeah, I guess, like they would actually think he kidnapped her. But then I'm just in the woods. Yeah, I don't want to have sex in the woods.
She says, you nervous? Right here in this next one, Rowan says, I yearn to be manhandled and led across a dark room. That's why I like you. I reply saying, you are like a dungeon person. And she says, you are big like a caveman and I feel small next to you. In fact, anytime I wanted to have more loving, slow, I guess sensual intercourse with Rowan in the bedroom, she actually had a problem with that. I remember one specific instance where I was being more slow and sensual, and I remember her whispering in my ear saying, I want you to pound me. And that's probably why on June 5th, 2025, she texted me saying, I need to get face fucked for an hour. And I replied by saying, damn, exams suck. On June 7th, she texted me.
She says I need to get hypnotized by Daddy. Yo, the emoji here. Yeah, I need to get. I'm not reading that because I know you guys will clip it. With the tongue out emoji. At this point, might as well just use the eggplant emoji with the little water splish splash emoji right next to it. Like, what?
For an hour. And I replied by saying, damn, exams suck. On June 7th, she texts me and says, I'm excited to get fucked borderline domestic violently. At one point in the interview, she states that one time...
he hearted that comment!
I was angry at my ex-girlfriend, and that the next time we had sex, I was particularly aggressive. This is a very strange thing to accuse me of, given that on October 13th, Rowan says, verbatim, sometimes I want to fight you just so you be more angry when you fuck me. She clarifies, saying, I do like that though, even without the fighting. So at every opportunity, this girl is publicly saying, oh my god, look at all this horrible shit he did to me. And then she's texting me that she wants me to...
Rima, I'm visually impaired. Can you read out text for us? He's reading them. Why do I need to reread them? Fuck you.
Kidnap her, tie her up, and pound her in the woods. And if anyone is putting up any resistance to that, it's me. She once again lies about weird little things in the interview. Like she says that I was her second boyfriend.
He was my second boyfriend.
And when I heard this, I was very confused because she told me that I was her third. In my opinion, she said this to make herself seem less sexually experienced than she really is, to make the case stronger that I was taking advantage of her. Now, in this next post, she writes, again, I'm not alleging anything illegal, just that he would hit and choke because he was a super gooner. Sort of normalize it in my head, but it's definitely not okay to do that. So for information on how I supposedly normalize this behavior, let's go back to the beginning of our relationship and see what our conversations about sex were like. On Wednesday, May 14th, after only hanging out with Rowan once, she texted me saying she's excited to hang out with me again, and she already knows my penis is massive, without me saying anything sexual to her at this point. So as you might suspect, we did have intercourse on our second date, and after this first sexual encounter, Rowan texted me saying, quote, rape thing is so hot. I never did that before. You should tie me up next time. My response to this is consensual sex is good. And she says, you know what I meant by that. I don't know what to call it. So from the very first interaction we have, she calls our sex rape for some reason, saying how hot it is, to which I clarify that it was consensual, and she says, I know what you mean. And for the record...
Bro, that's crazy that you no, do not call it rape. Don't try to bait me. It was consensual. Like... He's like, consensual is good. Thumbs up. Haha.
I never indulged in her fantasy to be tied up. Just not something I was interested in any way. And we also never did anything in the woods, in case you're curious about that. To hammer this point home, let's go over some more texts where Rowan talks about sex. On Friday, May 16th, she texts me asking when I'm free and says that she needs my, quote, big ah dick. And I say, don't say ah. And she says, it is, and I need it. On May 18th, Rowan says...
Wait. What did he reply? But yeah, they say it's large and in charge in some areas. Okay, I understand why he didn't read that part out. Okay, I am learning the real definition of secondhand embarrassment. But she censors asshole. Asshole is where you draw the line.
I say, don't say ah, and she says, it is, and I need it. On May 18th, Rowan says she's not used to being with someone with as big of a dick as mine.
Is that the Riz line that works on guys?
She says that it hurt her, but she wants to do it again, and she won't be a pussy about it. Some of her public claims about me are more desperate and weird than others.
Oh, it's big ass dick. Okay.
Like she complains that I didn't eat her out.
Like, he never once ate me out, but he would demand that I would constantly suck his dick. And, like, yeah.
But here is a text message of me directly telling her, look, I'm a selfish lover. And she says, it's okay. I like sucking dick more than getting eaten out. I'm a real freak. Despite her acting like I am a like sexual degenerate, repeatedly doing sex acts she doesn't enjoy, here she is saying, you match my freak kind of. Not you're too freaky or we've been too freaky. She says that I match her freak. Here in this next one, she says, I'm getting on my knees as soon as I see you, by the way, freak mode. In this next one, I give a little bit of input. I tell her I'm thinking about her pussy. And she responds to me saying, you gonna tear it up or what? Now, my question for
oh
you
my
in the audience
god!
would be, do people who are into slow romantic...
Is this a video about him clearing his name, or is he just bragging at this point? I don't know!
...candlelit sex... describe intercourse as their pussy getting torn up? I would say probably not. Here in this next one, she says she's going to leave mass early on Sunday to go get some dick. And keep in mind,
Girl, you need to walk your ass back right there in church and stay there. Go to the confessional. Do not skip go. Do not get the bonus. Just go. Just stay there.
I don't want to reveal any of this information, okay? I don't want to be saying this. I don't want to be here right now. And I would never intend on sexually shaming an ex-partner. But she's gone out of her way to not only shame me, but also to lie in an effort to paint me as some gooner, freak, borderline rapist. So let's keep going. Here, Rowan makes a post saying that I am a Patrick Bateman gooner because I flexed in the mirror after we had sex. But the strange part about this is that I have a text of her saying, quote, I keep thinking about how hot it was watching myself take your big dick in the mirror. Gooner as fuck, sorry. Reading through what she says about me publicly, it's like every accusation she makes towards me is actually some kind of confession to her.
Allegedly, she also put pics of his D on KF. I mean, she started a whole campaign against him on KF and was interviewed by the KF owner. Like, yeah.
Her own behavior. On June 25th, she texts me wondering if she can give me head after getting her wisdom teeth taken out. She obviously wouldn't be able to do that because it causes your face to swell up like a blimp. And she responds with, no, I gotta do it as much as possible before. Here, Rowan's asking me, am I the tightest, most perfect girl you ever fucked? On July 2nd, she says, I miss that big dick so much. I'm under spells. On July 5th, I bring up us wearing condoms, and Rowan says, ew, no, and then tells me that she wants me to cream pie her, and that she's a real freak. After I say happy birthday, sweetie, for her 21st, she says that all she wants for her birthday is my big white cock. In this next one, she texts me saying, I miss feeling like I'm going to break in half, not gonna lie.
No,
in this next one,
stop!
She says, I like when you make me choke on it and call me a good girl. On July 23rd, she says,
I get it, Tom.
Suck on it Friday night, which I don't accept. I tell her that I'm busy. She then says, I have the big white cock addiction. Interestingly enough, in this next one, she's asking me if I can have sex with her while holding her in the air, essentially, and tells me that
Okay, you're vindicated. We get it. Okay, it's fine. You're innocent. Can we go next? What is this torment?
Try to do it. Once again, a pretty bizarre thing to ask someone to do who allegedly has been abusing you for 3 months by now with overly rough sex. On July 21st, she starts off by texting me, I hate gooner men, and then not even 1 minute later, she says, I need that big white cock. On August 23rd, she says, whenever I wake up without my morning Tom face fuck, I am sad. On September 2nd, she expresses that she wished she lived closer to me, but if she did, it would be an issue because she would want to come suck my dick all the time. On September 17th, she sends me an Instagram reel of someone praying the rosary. I don't respond, and she follows up by by saying, I miss that dick so much. Here
Why
in this next photo,
is
she
this
sends
relevant?
me a picture of her in lingerie with the caption, when it's rape time.
Oh,
and
God,
after
no.
she said that, all I did was respond with a photo of the movie Just Friends. On Thursday, September 25th at 7:30 a.m., Rowan says, I hope you come.
I feel like she's trying way too hard too, and it's like also kind of cringe. Why does she keep calling it grape times? That girl is a walking red flag.
I got something special for our rape times. I say change that to consensual sexual.
Okay, he says do not say grape times. Okay, sorry. Change that to consensual sexual encounters is what they are. Thank you. I know. Oh, but okay, sounds good.
Counters, and she says, I know. She expands on this particular message and says, are you mad at me? I know it's consensual. So even as we're approaching over 4 months of being together, she's still telling me that our sex is consensual and that she likes it. Now that I've gone through a lot of our messages, I think it's pertinent that we get into the month of October. This is the month that Rowan has publicly claimed that there was one specific incident that occurred during which she asked me to stop having sex with her and I did not. To be perfectly clear, this never happened. But just to have some fun, we can go through our text day by day in this month to see which day this horrific incident could have possibly occurred. On October 2nd, she texted me saying, you are perfect. On October 3rd and 4th, we hung out. She asked me if I got home okay, and she says that I am her formal date in her heart. She then says that she hates when anyone comments on her body, even in a positive way, and I tell her that she should eat slop and go for a walk and not worry about it, and that she is beautiful. On October 8th, she continues being sexual, complimenting my arm. She then resends me a meme that says, me if I do not have violence.
Why did she... What is this image? Says me if I don't have violent sex very soon, and it's anime girl on the respirator. I see. When I think about you in a bikini or something, I feel like a rabid dog. Ow. That's me when I think about your arm. Damn, shit's so big. Oh god. This is the worst flirt ever. Why?
Sexual, complimenting my arm. She then resends me a meme that
the
says,
nugget image, no!
me if I do not have violent sex very soon. On October 8th, she also says, I miss my handsome husband. Here, I tell her I landed in Texas. She says, I miss sucking on it. She then texts me saying, you gotta start putting rape time in your reminders. On October 9th, she says that she wants to hang out. I say I arrived. On October 10th, she says, let me know when you get back safe. I always have such a fun time with you. On October 14th, she says she wishes she was waking up to me in the morning. And she then expresses sadness that I'm not moving closer to the city where she's from to live near her. She then states that her life has improved since meeting me because previously she was partying and going out, and now she spends time with me. On October 15th, she says, I started my period. I wish I could come suck on it. And that evening, she says, I would kill myself if I had to talk to any other man but you. I say, that's true. I'm a nice guy. And she says, yeah, I'm the bad guy. On October 17th, we've already read this, but this is once again where she says, do you ever go back and watch our videos? And I say, yeah, I do sometimes actually. And she responds to me that she's thinking about that right now and says, quote, need that big white cock. In the mirror, you deadass look like the Hulk compared to me. Now, one thing to note here is that at no point does she express that the videos were taken without her consent. Once again, I just want to have that hammered down here. On October 19th, she texts me saying she needs my milk right now. She then says, I miss my perfect jacked boyfriend, and that night she sends me nudes. At 10 p.m., she sends me a photo of a guy with a clock in his hand and says, I need that dick. On October 21st, I sent her a bicep photo. She responds saying, you look good, Tom. I can't wait to suck your dick. She says, I love you. You're a great boyfriend. She then says, you never officially asked me to be your girlfriend, to which I say that we did. On October 23rd, there's proof we hung out that day. She then says, text me when you get home safe, and I say, I made it. She also texted me saying, I love when my bed smells like your musk. On October 24th, she says, good night, you're the best boyfriend ever. October 25th, she sends me a photo of herself in a deer outfit and says, meow, I miss Tom's big white dick. That night, she says,
maybe we should have watched the Epstein video after all. After this video ends, we're all gonna need a lobotomy, years of therapy, and some exorcism, I think.
I'm going to send you ass pics tomorrow. On October 26th, we've read this one before, but here she says, next time during our epic rape time, you can tie me up. I say, you mean consensual sex, and she follows it up by saying, you know what I mean, Tom, rough sex. Once again, these are really weird messages to be sending to someone that you now claim is sexually abusing you on a weekly basis. Now that evening, the evening of October 26th, you can see...
No, wait, I'm not convinced yet.
that I hang out at
There's
Rowan's
two
house
girls.
and I sleep over. Then there's a text that shows that I'm leaving and mentioned that I took my friend to the hospital. On October 27th, she says that she hopes I'm doing well She loves me so much. On October 30th, she says that we'll be married in 2 years. October 31st at 12:30 in the morning, she texts me and says, I had a nightmare you broke up with me. Oh my God. She then says that I should cut a hole in my Batman suit for my dick. On October 31st in the afternoon, she says, oh Tom, I yearn for the big white cock. On November 1st at 1:20 a.m., she says, up? No good night? I love you? Yeah, it's fucking over. I tell her that I'm falling asleep, and she says, you was madly in love with her and not me. I'm gonna myself. I tell her, good night, I'll see you tomorrow, and I then say, do not say anything like that ever again. Now, for a little more context on this specific message and what she's talking about here, during our entire relationship, she was extremely insecure about the fact that before I was with her, I had lived with a girl, and she wanted me to basically show more commitment in the relationship than I was willing to show, as far as like moving physically closer to her. And at a few points she suggested that we move in together, and I said, you know, it's just too soon, we're not really ready for that. I don't think that makes sense after dating for just a few months to move in together. So that's the context of this.
Yeah,
she would
that's
constantly
fair.
bring up shit and compare herself to my ex, or ex-sexual partners in general, but my ex-girlfriend, and I was like, don't say stuff like that. Like, I'm dating you right now, stop worrying about this. So later on in the night, she texts me saying, mass is needed. I am such a sweet girl and have love in my heart for you. I know this. And this carries into the morning where she says, hi, my sweet love. The next day around noon, she says, sorry for being kind of bitchy. Let me know when you're on your way. I say that I have arrived. We take a photo in our Halloween outfits. And on November 2nd, I say that I made it home. And she says that she hopes that I have a good day. So we've now made it through the entire month of October. And
Thank
there's
God
no
it's
indication
over.
of any kind of abuse, any kind of mistreatment, or even really anything negative. But
BWC is a hell of a drug, Rowan. Probably I'm gonna kill myself in Minecraft. I feel like the girl was constantly trying to bait him into replying with a message that she can use to cancel him, but he was always careful and saying that everything is consensual and asking her to stop saying grape. I don't know if she just like flipped a switch after the relationship ended and she went crazy like some people do, or if it like when she felt like the rejection come in, you know, they flip sometimes, or if she was actually planning this from the get-go.
almost every single day, she says something about how she loves me, how I'm perfect, how everything is good, and she keeps sending me sexual stuff the entire time without me even asking. At the risk of belaboring the point, I do want to go through a few more messages just for the hell of it, just so I can confidently show that she was extremely sexual the entire time and never...
This girl is a freaky ass maniac. Well, the text she says made the guy look at chat.
expressed any reservations about the sex we were having. On Wednesday, November 5th, out of nowhere, she texts me saying, I'm trying to make you nut. I just don't respond. On December 12th, she sends me nudes again. Kind of a weird thing to send to someone who apparently has sexual blackmail on you again, is it not? On December 24th, she says that I am a sweetie pie. She's grateful for me. She wants to make me nut again, in her words, and she hopes we're married for a long time. On January 2nd, she sends me a naked photo of herself again, unprompted. And the morning of January 8th, Rowan texts me saying that before she comes to visit me, she needs to know that my dick is working. Less than 36 hours later, I broke up with her. So as you can see, the texts don't lie. Rowan was blatantly the more...
He broke up with her after that? Is it wrong that I want to know the reason for the breakup?
She sends me a naked photo of herself
I'm
again,
curious.
unprompted. And the morning of January 8th, Rowan texts me saying that before she comes to visit me, she needs to know that my dick is working. Less than 36 hours later, I broke up with her. So as you can see...
Like, honestly, that would just tire me out, man. It's like that meme. Honey, it's time for our freaky sex again. And Tom is just like, Rowan is like, I want that BWC. And Turkey Tom is like, yes, honey.
Texts don't lie. Rowan was blatantly the more sexual one in the relationship. I've produced evidence of this every single week, and she didn't produce any because there isn't any. But apart from the idea that I filmed her without her consent, and apart from the idea that I was a sexually abusive partner, she actually made some other claims as well. So another claim she made is that I encouraged her eating disorder.
Yeah, I told him very early on, like, hey, like, I've struggled with eating issues in the past, and I'm kind of still trying to gain some weight and make sure everything's okay. And he would tell me, oh, I love how skinny you are. I like how small you are, you know, like, I love how your body is, like, skinny, and, like, just say all this stuff that was incredibly hard to hear.
This is also a pretty serious claim, and if true, would undoubtedly make me a pretty fucked up guy, but it's just not true. Here, I directly discourage her eating disorder, even giving her advice on gaining weight, and I say starving yourself is very bad for you. In this next screenshot, she says she used to be thick, but she self-nuked. I say you look the same more or less. I guess you lost some weight, but I think both are attractive. In this next one, she says that she feels skinny fat. I say I don't agree, and I say that working out is good. In this next one, she sends me an image that says nothing tastes as good as skinny feels, and I say that's a sickening image. Now, for those who don't know, this is like it's like a pro.
Yeah, but is it like that's sickening, like, you know, gay guys say when they mean slay, or is it like that's sickening, don't send me that kind of vibe? Like, you know what I mean?
Anorexia slogan, I guess you would call it. Here in this next screenshot, she asks
And
me
don't
if
clip
I still
that
like
either.
her if she gained weight, and I say yes. Here in this next one, I tell her explicitly she should eat more food and drink protein shakes to gain weight, and I also tell her that gaining weight would be healthy for her, as well as saying, I just want you to be healthy. Here in this next one, I tell her that I find her sexy how she is.
Nobody uses sickening like that. You haven't been around enough gay man, Dad. I don't care that I'm skinny, right? Like, I don't know, like you and find it sexy, even think about that. Okay, I get insecure about it because I feel like a 2x4 sometimes find a big muscle attractive. But I think it could be healthy for you to gain like 5 to 10 pounds. I'm not a doctor, but it just makes sense to me. But physically, I'm attracted to you as is very much.
But that it could be healthy for her to gain 5 to 10 pounds. So this is now 7 instances of me actively discouraging her eating disorder, despite her lying and saying that
Rowan demanding some cream cheese on the daily. Stop! Chat, stop!
I was egging it on. Now, one of the
I don't want to have cream cheese ruined for me. I actually like cream cheese. We do eat a lot of bagels here.
The other allegations that Rowan has levied towards me is that I'm into age play. She's not alleging that I did it with her. She's alleging that I did it with another girl named...
I don't know how people struggle to gain weight. Like, I just eat, 2 McDonald's combo, and I could eat like 5 more. I don't know. That literally triggers me when people say that, by the way. Like, everybody wants to lose weight, and some people are just like, oh, it's so hard to gain weight. Stop it. Go back to kitchen cell. Like, it's like when we were watching that shoe on head video, and that one guy was like mildly complaining, but he wasn't an incel, so all the incels told him to go back to kitchen cell. Like, it's like that.
Ellie, who I briefly talked to 2 years ago. Now, there's no proof whatsoever that I did anything close to age play, but I did text her about these allegations, and she clearly states that I've never done age play. An ex-girlfriend of mine named Kai, who I dated for 3 years, also...
Oh, I know it's metabolism. I'm mostly memeing. But yeah, eat a sandwich with some mayo and boom, 10 pounds gained. Like, yeah. The trick is to eat until you're full. Yeah, but what if you're one of those person that eats when they're bored?
Also publicly posted on Twitter saying that I never abused her and that we never did anything related to age play. So this brings the total counter up to 5 people: Rowan, Katie, Ellie, Kai, and another random girl I banged a year ago named Maddie, who for some reason came out in the midst of all of this to post pictures of herself in my house. And all of these people say that I never was into this fetish with them. The closest thing I've ever engaged in when it comes to age play is that sometimes girls do call me daddy during sex. It's a little embarrassing given that I am me. I accept that it's something people are going to see as a little bit strange. All I can really do at this point is accept that it's something that I've done. And I think that Rowan should accept it about herself too, given that she also called me daddy during sex and over text repeatedly. In the same...
We've seen worse stuff so far, Tom. I don't know if the daddy thing is what's gonna break us. We're already broken at this point.
In vain as this accusation, Rowan stated, "One more thing to add I thought was odd. Never really expressed any interest in Hello Kitty or that type of e-girl stuff, but I had like one Hello Kitty figure in my car.
Oh,
As a gift, Mom bought me Hello Kitty
no.
pajamas and a bunch of Hello Kitty stuff. So Rowan...
No, she's a Hello Kitty girl. Oh my god, she's spiritually a Hello Kitty girl. That's it. That's it. We got her, officer. She's a Hello Kitty girl. Arrest her.
Rowan essentially wants you to believe that I'm pushing Hello Kitty onto her as if I have some kind of weird fascination with it. But the truth is that I am...
Yes, chat. If a girl ever invites you back home and her entire room is pastel with Hello Kitty stuff, do not go in. Do not enter. Abort, abort, abort. Sanrio girl, Hello Kitty girl, it's always a red flag. It's the meme. Everybody knows the meme.
I'm a 23-year-old man, and I don't give a fuck about Hello Kitty, okay? The only reason I bought her anything Hello Kitty themed at all, which was once, by the way, was because she frequently expressed interest in it. Here she is sending me a photo with a Hello Kitty figurine next to her printer. Here she is sending me a photo with a hand-drawn and colored Hello Kitty image on her wall. Yeah, she made these herself. Here, in regards to her decorating my room, she says, "No Hello Kitty?" with a frowny face, and I say, "Correct." And something interesting about these texts is that she shows that she has a poster of the movie Lolita on her wall. I wonder what the movie Lolita could possibly be about. This film is about a middle-aged professor who is sexually attracted to adolescent girls he calls nymphettes. He rents a room in the house of a young widow to get closer to her 14-year-old daughter, Dolores Hayes Lowe, whom he calls Lolita. Obsessed with the girl, he eventually gains control over her after he takes her cross-country with him. Rowan even says that I should watch this movie, to which I reply that I feel like it's a movie adult men aren't supposed to see. In this next screenshot, Rowan asks,
Oh, it's a good movie. Like, yes, it's about a dark and fucked up topic, but there can be good movies about dark and fucked up I'm gonna crash out. It's a wildly acclaimed movie and book. Hello? Yes, it's from the book. It's very famous. It's a critique. Nah, Rima, please. It's a very famous movie. Rima's leading us from War and Peace to I think I've seen the movie, but like a long time ago. But I'm pretty sure even ContraPoint spoke about Lolita. It's like the prose is really beautiful, but it's like also fucked up what they're talking about, because obviously it's from the lens of a PDF file, but it's like romanticized in a way that's like glamorous, but then the other layer is that like it's fucked up.
"If I start dressing like a weird Hello Kitty e-girl, would you still fuck with me?" And I replied, "No, I don't want you to do that. I find it kind of repulsive." Here, Rowan is texting me upset that she has to take down all of the Hello Kitties from her dorm room. And this next one is probably the strangest reference to Hello Kitty out of all of them. Here, she's sending me a video that says, "Get you a man that takes you to the Hello Kitty hotel." And under it, she writes, "Imagine the rape here."
Oh my god!
I say, "I will not imagine." Now, with some of the more insane projections and lies out of the way, I'd like to get into
No, wait.
into some strange details that Rowan also decided to lie about for whatever reason she may have. One thing that a lot of people pointed out that's strange is that Rowan had taken a photo of us matching on Tinder before we met in person.
Yeah, I took a picture of a match because I could kind of tell there was like something weird about this guy. Like, I didn't know if he was famous or whatever. And also, I did that to other people as well on Tinder.
Just like everybody you meshed with to like gossip with, like girlfriends.
Yeah, like a couple of them. But yeah, he seemed like kind of weird. So I took pictures of our match.
She's also stated repeatedly that she's not a very online person multiple times throughout her testimony. But the wild thing about this is, Rowan had sent me a message on my YouTube Connected Instagram all the way back on February 21st of 2024, 15 months before matching me on Tinder, where she said, "You have to do a video on this crazy guy on Twitter who only has like 3,000 followers, but this man is a menace." I even confronted her about this when we first hung out, because I found it very strange that she lied to my face when she first met me and said she didn't know who I was. I said, "Hey..."
Wait, this is the Amber Heard strat where she told Johnny that like she didn't even know who he was. That's a line in an Eminem song too, by the way. Like they do that often. Whatever. Oh, you're just like, you're a public figure. I don't even care about this stuff. Yeah, I don't believe her that she's not very online if she managed to find, KF. KF is not a thing. It's not a website that's like easily accessible. Like, it's not the first place you would go for those things for somebody that's not like terminally online. It's a terminally online place, I feel.
Our messages on Instagram and saw you DM me over a year ago. Rowan said, "Oops, yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't want to tell you, but I watched one of your vids a while ago and thought you were cute, but I thought it would be awkward." I responded, "That's okay. I was just surprised." She replied, "I know I probably look crazy." I said, "I mean, a little bit. It's okay. I just wish you told me, that's all. She answered, I didn't want to because I thought it would be weird. I'm sorry. Kinda lied about some stuff. I was like a niche internet micro celebrity on Twitter for a little bit too. I'm chronically online and didn't want to admit it, lol. I've gotten better about it. Once again, this is just another detail that it doesn't even make sense to publicly lie about, but it's just one of those things that makes me question her intentions throughout the entire relationship looking back. Publicly, she's also misrepresented the end of our relationship. In the interview, it stated that our breakup took place in December and that after that she realized how bad it was and she felt the need to contact Katie, who we're gonna get into later. This is blatantly untrue. We broke up on January 10th of this year, 2026, and she began posting about me on January 14th, literally days later. She says the breakup was kind of mutual, an idea that is just bitterly ironic because that's not the case. Immediately after I told Rowan that I wanted to break up with her, she began threatening to post about me online and even began attempting to blackmail me into having sex with her again.
I don't know what you want me to say to you. I just want to move on from our relationship and have you go be in your corner. You can meet other guys and it'll be fine. I'll go meet other girls. We'll just break. We'll break up.
No, you won't. Because I'm gonna make it hard for you to ever be in a relationship.
Why?
Because you don't deserve one.
Why?
Because you're a piece of shit.
Why?
Because our whole relationship, you act like everything is all about you the whole time.
Okay.
You don't give a fuck. You're just an awful guy, and I'm so sorry that your mom raised you. She seemed like a nice lady, but clearly she did something very wrong.
Jesus Christ, man.
Okay, Rowan, I just want to move on and have my life, and you'll move on and have your life. And we can be in our own corners. We don't have to do damage to each other. We don't have to cause each other any more anguish, okay?
I just want to see you again, though. Do you think we'll ever be able to see each other?
After the way these conversations have gone today, I really don't think so.
Why?
Because you're, threatening to blackmail me.
I'm not. Well, if you don't come see me, then I will.
I stated blatantly that I did not want to have sex with her.
So he recorded that call. So she was probably already threatening him, and he was like, I'm gonna record this to cover my ass, I guess. Yeah, why did he waterboard us with all the BWC text messages? If he had this call recorded from the start, we could have cut 15 minutes of the video.
I didn't want to be with her anymore. I just wanted out of the relationship. This is something she was completely unwilling to accept, and that's why after I stopped talking to her,
Jesus.
she proceeded to call me over 30 times and texted me 80 times with no response. She is publicly claiming to be a victim of sex.
Wait. Oh my God. Miskiff. Oh, wait. No, that's Rowan. If you don't want to talk or listen to me, just say that. Don't waste my time. You need to apologize. Also, I need $900 back from my flight to Maine because it was a waste of money, apparently. Goodbye, Tom. Good luck impressing the next BPD whore with your limp dick. I have screenshots of you talking about Ellie and how your dick pics were going to be put all over the internet. You're literally such an R-word. Tell your friends from Dallas to hit me up. My question is, why string me along so long and say you love me when you didn't? And he said, it became clear to me that at some point that this would be the response I would get if I were to break up with you, and I've been dreading that slowly, considering you just told me you were talking to other guys over phone and you just threatened to post about me publicly. Realistically, I can't trust you anyway. He ain't wrong. See, that's what I said when you have this little alarm bell going off in the back of your head, but you're like, I don't have enough data to trust myself yet, so you stay, and then you get fucked. Is that why you didn't want to break up with me? Because you were scared? Say some dumb shit? That's so pussy, bro. I see why you didn't want me to look you up, because it's so bad. So she's looking him up online. You're literally just as bad as the people you make videos about, fucking a Belle Delphine impersonator and getting your dick licked is crazy, and then telling your girlfriend about it, expecting sympathy, have some self-awareness. You're really just an overgrown man-child in some way. Also, I need my money back because you should have told me before the trip to break up with me. You literally sit at home all day and so nothing, have no hobbies except for gym and video games, have a high body count, but you think you're this high value, man. It's crazy. I know whichever girl is unfortunate enough to get into a relationship with you next will go through the same thing I did, because you're like actually so emotionless and mean, and you're like mad chopped in the face. I had to look past it. I had to look past it. I'm done being a hater. You have a lawyer? You can't record me without consent. Posting text screenshot isn't illegal, dumbass. Good luck trying to sue me for posting text messages, conversations in a public website. You're literally so stupid, Tom. I should have gone to the police right away, but I have evidence. I told my roommate after, as well as my friend Sophia. You can't even deny it, because this for real happened, and you said word for word, I like hurting you. I still remember because of how fucked it felt. I'm getting a no contact order. I will go on your record. You're a fucking narcissist. I also got a lawyer. I hated having to tell my mom. You're generally a horrible human being. I never loved you. I just love the idea of you. I'm going to the courthouse in Waco when I get there and ordering a temporary restraining order due to past threats you have made against me. It might go to a real court in which both us will have to appear.
80 times with
both
no
of
response.
us will have to appear.
She is publicly claiming to be a victim of sexual abuse while begging me to fuck her again.
Like, you've done all this like weird shit. Like, I don't like it. Like, you're so weird. You treat me badly, especially during sex. And like over the phone, I just listed everything that he had done wrong, and he was like, well, you can leave me if you want. And I was like, yeah, I think I'm gonna leave you. That's basically what happened.
But there was no like specific, like, did you guys talk at all between breaking up and then?
Tom and I?
Yeah.
I don't believe so, because I blocked him.
Even this detail is also so insane. While it is true that once she started to lose her mind, I did stop talking to her, she continued speaking at me, alternating between begging me to forgive her for breaking up with her, saying she wanted to have sex with me again, and sending me psychotic text messages filled with lies that she came up with once I dumped her. Now, with Rowan dealt with, the next person I'd like to address is Clorox Katie. Katie's a girl I had a brief sexual relationship.
She gives me the eeks, man.
2 years ago, and she began posting about me on the same day as Rowan. Now, back when we were hanging out, she flew all the way from California to Maine to hang out with me twice. In the interview, she describes her time with me as the worst experience of her life.
And then you fly back, and how did that go? How long did you
Horrible. That was the worst experience of my life, I think.
And she also took to the forum to make some posts about me. Yes, Tom is extremely harsh during sex. I've been down the kink.
Wait, do you Clorox Katie? Red flags immediately? That's her name? I didn't even notice.
And how he acts is actually just evil and almost sadistic. Not even kinked up, just actually a Patrick Bateman type gooner. When asked how things between us ended, here is what she had to say. I just truly thought he was a cringe who definitely was going to beat me later if I stayed around. We only had a 2-month fling, but even my insane ass was scared of how he acted, and he was also just stupid. I hated conversation with him. He was just extremely weird to me and also evil as fuck during sex. Naturally, people asked her why she hadn't reported me to the police, and her response was, I thought about the police and looked into it, but again, it being across my own state lines and in Maine, it would have had to been filed there, and I lived on the opposite side of the country, so it just didn't seem feasible. These claims are once again so absurd to me that the best way to dispel them is to just look through our messages together. In these 2 DMs, you see that Katie comes to visit me for the first time on January 20th and leaves on January 23rd. She comes to visit me, she says she's excited, she then goes home, and after leaving my house the first time, she immediately texted me saying, I had so much fun, Tom, you can kidnap me whenever. I feel so alone in my bed. She then says that she has to come back. Now, days after coming the first time, she sends me nudes. Once again, this is kind of a weird thing to send to somebody that you're claiming is recording sex with you without your consent. Why would you send this person nudes? She then sends me nudes a second time, says she needs it, says so starved, so deprived, and she says that she misses me so much. I say, let's hang out in March. She says I'm down, but waiting until March will be so hard. On February 1st, Katie says that she misses me. On February 2nd, she slides up on my story and says she is counting down the days until she can see me again. She then says that she needs to see me ASAP, and she misses all the things about me. On February 4th, she says she wishes that she woke up cuddling me. On February 8th, she says she wants to have sex with me again. Once again, this is after the first time we hung out. February 18th, She says she's going to swallow me, and she then sends me naked photos of herself willingly. Keep in mind, once again, she's accusing me of recording sex with her without her consent, and then she keeps sending me naked photos of herself. She even sent me a video, by the way. She says, I need you right meow. I need you ASAP. February 22nd and February 24th, we have I miss you and are you home yet? February 28th, she slides up on my story and says, I'm gonna suck you so good. She then says, I need to see you now more than ever. Lots of hugs and hot sex. On March 2nd, she says, I like you lots. And I reciprocate. She says she can't wait to see me again. She then says that she's excited to see me that coming Saturday. In the next screenshot, I say, your pussy's gonna be so sore. And
Oh,
Katie
God.
responds with, good thing we had to wait a while because then I can take a beating. She then says, I'm ready for you to throw
Insert mega mind meme no BWC. Like, well, how does he find these women? Like, it's crazy. Like, he certainly has a type.
me around. Now, when we were discussing how many days she
Take
would
care,
want to stay,
Justin.
she says, as long as you want, and that we'll have so much sex and party so hard. And she then once again expresses how
Is this what people who is this what happens to your brain when you have sex? Is this how people who have sex react? Like, it's
how excited she is. On March 7th, she sends me a barrage of unsolicited
we need to hook up Tom as a coach for the r/incel subreddit.
sexual photos, including her with BDSM leather on her butt. On March 8th, she says all she can think about is me, and she can't wait for my dick to be down her throat. And on March 10th, at 7 in the morning, which is 4 a.m. her time, she says that she is so excited to see me that she cannot sleep. Now, with the Instagram messages out of the way, we can move on to the text messages. So on March 10th, this is the second visit, right? Prior to getting there, she says that she is starving for me. Now, March 15th, this is when she leaves. She says I still have her toothbrush, but that I have to let her come back. Now, keep in mind, Katie, in her own words, said that this second time visiting me was the worst experience of her entire life.
How long did you say?
Horrible. That was the worst experience of my life, I think.
She basically
Why does she sound like a VTuber? Like she sounds like a VTuber that we know, I feel.
describes being physically abused in the interview. She even says that while we were having sex, she would ask me to stop doing something and I wouldn't. But that did not happen. You may also recall her stating that she ended things with me because I was such an insufferable person to be around. She claims that after the second trip, she began to realize she was a victim.
Yeah, and that's kind of like when things really started piecing together to me that I was like, wait, I think I am a victim right now. Like, something's not right here.
In her words, this is why she stopped talking to me. She says that she was scared of me. She says she was scared that I would beat her. Well, on March 20th, which is after the second visit, she texts me saying, Tom, I really like spending time with you, but I'm kind of worried about if you actually like me or just using me. Lol. I'm just BPDing, and so I'm tweaking and need reassurance. Are you just having fun with me or do we have something? To which I respond, well, I like you and I think you're cool, and perhaps we even have something. However, I would make a bad boyfriend, so I don't really want to date anyone officially, I guess. Yeah. I was abundantly clear with my intentions with her. I did not want anything serious at that time. But apparently, this is the period she began to realize the true extent of my abuse, which is probably why after we had already hung out
Ah, I see. She was in a schizoationship. It all makes sense now.
the second time, Katie tries to arrange a third meeting with me, saying she wishes that she was in Ohio, where I was at the time, and I did not reciprocate. After this proposition, she slid up on my Instagram story 12 times over the next 10 months, and I did not slide up on her story once, not a single time. So ask yourself, do these texts sound like a girl texting a guy that she finds evil and sadistic, a guy that she was even debating going to the police about? Because to me, it seems crystal clear that she enjoyed our time together and even wanted to hang out a third time. You gotta keep in mind here, she flew across the entire North American continent twice, from California to Maine to see me. After the second time, she wanted me to be her boyfriend. I didn't want to, and she then repeatedly made efforts to contact me and hang out with me again. Now, to close off the video, I think I'd like to share some interesting texts that Rowan sent me about her dear friend Katie, as they're both accusing me of, I mean, whatever it is they're even trying to say at this
They like teamed up together.
point. After she saw that I was following Katie on Instagram, she messaged me on December 8th saying, did you know Clorox Katie tried to fuck Jet Neptune? Those girls too make themselves easy targets with the hair and piercings because they have sexual trauma. She then says, they complain about sexual assault a lot because they will fuck anything that breathes. 1 month and 2 days later, I broke up with Rowan, and in the middle of her unhinged tirade about me, she told me that she would be messaging as many girls I had been with as possible to try and find whatever dirt she could so that she could run to the internet about it. Now, I've seen
But how did she find the other girl? Like, surely he follows a bunch of people on his Instagram. Did she go through every single person he follows, asking them?
a lot of people say things to the effect of, you know, Tom's a hypocrite. He gooned. And You're right. I did goon. Okay, I did not stop gooning. So maybe in the end, the hats are more relevant than ever. Anyway, that's about it. I've said everything I need to. Goodbye.
Wow, they're so crazy. Imagine you can't take the fact that your relationship ended, blackmailing a guy, blackmailing a guy into a relation and projecting yourself into your ex relationship is wild. The Willie Mac tweet. Yeah, this one? Bro, she got on board with accusing Tom and then just admits it's a lie and then walks away. She posted out on KF, "You will still give other women a chance and a platform to have their voices heard. Until the faults were shown, everyone was so supportive and willing to believe women. I thank you so much for that. I'm sorry I was part of abusing that trust." P.S. That's people like her are the reason why nobody believes victims. Yes, regarding the cease and desist, I'm not affected by that. Bye-bye, my good Kiwis. I will be going back to my normal life. Sorry this was such an egg in the face. I hate women and Turkey Tom. That's it? That you have nothing to say for yourself? She's like, well, that didn't work out. I almost ruined somebody's life, but, well, that didn't work out. Like, there was some days where the entire internet was accusing him. And now she's like, well, I'm gonna go back to my life now. I'm just a rando, so I don't got nothing to lose. Here's the definition for unsolicited: not asked for, given, or done voluntary. Do screenshots seem to match a definition? Hey. This time I described on the interview as the worst time of my life was referring to the second meetup in March, and so far every screenshot he's shown is before that meetup. He claims I want to arrange a third meetup while showing the screenshot. Okay, this is the second girl. Here's a new leather leg thingy I got. It's like a garter belt but better. It looks really good on you. I'm so horny, lol. Holy shit, you need to be here now. The monster shirt is badass too. Thank you. Wait, but this doesn't disprove that it's unsolicited. She sent him this doesn't disprove what she wrote. I'm so confused. He says he's in Ohio, where I'd be moving into a few days. I'm a woman. I just replied to a shit ton of IG story constantly, especially ones of people near me. He portrays this interaction like I'm thirsting after him, when he has no interest, when he literally replied the same day. And when he replied, I made no move to see him further, so I don't understand why he framed this as me desperate to arrange meet up. He says I swipe up on his story 12 times in 10 months. As you can see, every DM is before 2025. As I said earlier, I did not think anything was bad till late 2024 when my friend sat me down and made me realize. Also with therapy and learning self-worth, I understand where he's coming from here, but as someone that's kind of addicted to Instagram, replied to dozens of stories a day, so responding to a story of dry ass shit 12 times over 10 months really doesn't mean anything to me. While he's framing it like I'm desperate for his attention, I'm also non-confrontational, so I never made bad blood between us, never blocked him. I went through his video and tried to address each point. After watching, I realized I had nothing written on his statement on how my second visit went. He just completely did not address it. I concede that maybe it wasn't the worst experience of my life, but definitely one of the worst. Also just some points, but why? Like, she's not saying why was the worst. Doesn't address the post about how it's awesome I look like a little girl. Doesn't bring up the fact he gave me a bruise on my face and a ringworm. I also like to apologize to Josh. I'm sorry I was inadvertently complicit in the lies that were told in the interview. Okay, so she admits that she lied. I hope this did not sour you too much for the future, and you will still give other women a chance and a platform to have their voices heard. Until the faults were shown, everyone was so supportive. Okay, this is the rest of the statement we just read. That's messed up, dudes. There's another one. Turkey Tom's ex-girlfriends have officially turned on each other. Ah, surprise, surprise. That doesn't surprise me. Hi guys, sorry my plane just landed. Full disclosure, this message is not the development that Josh referred to. First off, when TT video was released, it was the first time I saw the full screenshots of Rowan's messages in that phone call. I want to clarify that everything I posted on here in the interview was the complete truth to my story and my knowledge of her story at the time. She made me explain a lot of internet terminology to her, so I did not know she was online at all previously. She had told me she had some prior knowledge of internet stuff from an ex, so I didn't question it when she knew some things. She also did not make it clear she messaged me the same day she broke up with Tom. That would have made me sus if I had known. Also did not tell me she knew of Tom, let alone message him on Instagram an entire year prior to them dating. I would not have backed her to this degree had I known any of this. I feel Rowan lied to me because if she was honest with me, I would not have helped her. She has betrayed my trust and disappointed me. When Rowan said that me and her were working on a response, I don't know what she was on about because we weren't. Maybe she thought we would, or she was working on one herself, but I was not involved with that. Yeah, don't ignore red flags, trust your guts, and you know, boundaries. Yikes, that's crazy. Hey, you, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that bell button, and I'll see you in the next video.